for illumined life to be birthed into form. I am the truth. I am the light. Illumined, beloved divine. So hello there everyone and welcome. So today I want to do a different video, which I'm usually used to doing, and it's going to be again about the magic, the mystery, the beauty of love. So as you know, in the last couple of weeks in my videos, I've talked more about love than awareness or light knowledge or light intelligence. It's been my experience for the past few years that this light intelligence that had a mission through me needed to kind of roll itself out until it reached this level of fulfillment or self-fulfillment of this mission that it had. And last year, actually, this mission ended for me. I'm going to talk about that in a different video. But I want to talk about what this last couple of weeks or a month have been about for me and how I've been experiencing this mystery of the Christ being as the infinite, eternal love, but expressed as a human. So if you remember, years back, I started this journey, and when I moved to the Alps, I was reawakened to my truest elven presence in nature. It was very organic, and all I did was commune with nature, and I spent all of my time outdoors, and I still do, basically, except when it's cold in winter or raining. And so this has brought me closer to this feeling that, maybe most people have or experience in their lives. And it was through this connection that the higher light intelligence was revealing itself to me, but still, my life had more of a light intelligence agenda or purpose. So this means that I was here to dispensate a sort of cosmic intelligence in a way that was divinely intended to come through me at this particular time. And I recorded numerous amounts of courses. Just last 2 years was a lot of dispensated on through Patreon. Life just took me in this different direction. But even before that, I did these mastery courses and different free video courses that are also available here on YouTube. And when I was walking through all of that, it was almost as if, wow, I created this. Well, it wasn't the I, but it was this light intelligence through me that was speeding through this journey almost like a fireball. And it had so much to say, and it had so much to present to this human world. And yet, I've often shared this with you as well, this depleted me, because oftentimes in my body, when I went through these massive upsurges of light, I felt tired and depleted, and I couldn't do what most people do in their creative days. So the funny thing about me was that even if I function in this way, I still created more than most humans get to create in just, let's say, a framework a few years. For me, it was 7 years in particular, but in general, 10 years when I started this Ascension Pioneers journey. Although in the beginning, when I look at it, it was also vertical, about this truth and alignment, and it was very domineering kind of masculine energy that I had to break through. So I realized just recently how I myself, with this foolish, naive kind of going into this light and being absorbed in what is the ultimate, right? In this pursuit of the ultimate, I actually started living my truest organic divine intelligence that was pouring through me. So in a way, I had to come across different levels of what still binds us in this false perception of truth, which can very quickly become fanatic or obsessive or compulsive in any kind of way. So I had to, just like any other human, go through the experience of quick unveiling, like one by one, like rapid accelerated growth that for me was so intense that even now most people, when they get to communicate with me, they would tell me, I didn't even get what you're talking about in the first years of me tuning into your messages. But there's some people who've been with me for many years, and although the path has been really much narrowing down, I've recently had some beautiful, amazing love exchanges with some of you, and they just filled my heart with so much joy and love to see and witness through your feedback what my love has actually cultivated in this world. And yet I also have to be truthful enough to tell you that my love was often inwardly driven, and the light in me expressed itself organically as an outside manifest form, which, you know, you perhaps received as a lot of knowledge and wisdom coming through these sharings, random sharings, and most were not random, you know, when I get to intentionally create these materials and courses that are more like dispensations of what Spirit wants to communicate through me through the cosmic Christ essence. But still, you know, I came to this point in life that after this transgression, this what I started with initially through this elven exploration journey, you know, and realized who I am as Aurea's love child, as her beautiful love extension in this world, and who she is to me, and all these things, right? And going through, you know, speaking and embodying my own light language that I don't get to speak often, probably just when I'm outside in nature, when I really have something important to say, and it's not said with intellect or reason. It is just like the burning of the light being within me, getting to express it organically. But, you know, I started with this beloved journey because since the beginning of this path, I was shown this is it. This is about this, what Spirit calls Illumined Union. And so if you remember years back, I think it was in 2013 or 14, I shared these drawings. These are basically these simple paintings I did with the beloved journey. I called it the Journey of the Cosmic Beloved. And it's still on my beloved tag on my webpage called Serafina Light. And basically, if you don't go to web pages, or, you know, people are lazy sometimes, I'll share a link down below of that video, because I take you through this journey of showing you these paintings, what for me this beloved union is. And these are like two beloveds through time and space, and all the different manifest realities they get to create through this inner spark of their joint union. And even here being on earth, even when you're alone, you're getting to realize that this is a journey of love, that this is a communal dance, that you're never alone and isolated in what you're doing. So for me, perhaps this love was cultivated more inwardly, and I get to experience it through this twin soul essence that I know as Aurea Aureon. And I'll talk about this in the next video too, more in depth. But for me, it was more like the earthly part of me being in that union with the non-earthly aspect or counterpart that is beyond this world of human form, the concurrent form we're all experiencing, and the beautiful human experiences that are a part of it. So it wasn't so much my experience in these last few years when I was like being rushed into the stream of unveiling and all I had to dispensate. It was so much just like a rolling stone that never stops. So basically, when I encountered this transgression and I realized what it was in my life and what it's doing to my body, actually the path of unveiling that, of healing that, and actually with intense activation of deep inner knowledge of how these principles of light that are a little more advanced and cosmic at times, how they function, all of that actually brought me to this time and space where I'm now, where I get to finally devote myself to my human aspect, to the inner child within me, to this divine being that was kind of, you know, overlooked because this rolling ball of fire, this fireball, was rushing with this infinite speed ahead of itself and ahead of others. And I thought, well, that's my only purpose, and I'm gone. See ya, bye. You know? And in truth, it wasn't my only purpose. It was also my experience of being human. And I particularly remember this one time when, you know, my mother channeled this, there's this master of light, he's called Lamayan. Well, we basically named him because he said to us, you should name me. That's how I am and that's how I feel to you. So he became Lamayan. And he was actually this beautiful light being that through her connection, he kept pouring out this amazing unfathomable trust into my mission, and he kept glorifying me in what I am and not seeing what I'm actually doing here and being so advanced with my work. And he was like in awe. And one day I get to sit down and I ask him and I say, look, Lamayan, you speak so highly in regards of me, but what am I to you? How do you know me? And he said to me, you won't believe that, he said, who here does not know you? That's the question. And I felt like, whoa, I must be something much different in that realm of illumined truth than I am here. And yet what I am here, this human child, this human precious gem, is so important for Aurea and her plan of ascension. And again, it's going to be a separate video about that. And I'm just lately realizing how this love child is the final key, the end goal, the result of that, all that was being poured through me. And it doesn't stop with light intelligence and that's it, and then you leave. All that this light intelligence birthed through me will have an outlet, and that outlet is this divine love becoming human. So basically in the last few, I'm going to say weeks, I've sort of lost interest to teach. All I want to be is bathe and bask in this beautiful love essence and see how this is guiding my life forward now. It's almost like, I dreamt of early retirement very early on in my life because my life was lived with such speed and intensity. Not everyone on this earth will get to live until they're 90. I don't see that for myself, And so it's about the intensity of the life and how it's being lived. It's about the intensity of that which you're channeling through yourself. It's a powerful vessel of cosmic light and love intelligence together as one union. That is probably why, from everything I've read also outside of myself, what resonated most in my heart, that most locked in, that was the most resonant match, was Aurea, Kuan Yin teachings. And there is this beautiful creation story of these divine beloveds through time and space, and these twinning couple formations. And it's amazingly experienced and expressed through her own divine remembrance and her channel. And I think it's repeated in both of her works, which is the Pleiadian workbook and the Tantric Pleiadian workbook, which are amazing books. And I recommend them to everyone because they're more from the feminine perspective of life. They're not that masculine, more activation, more, and that doesn't work, as I've shared with you before. The love and light intelligence always have to work together as one. Okay, so that really opened me up again to this world of the beloved. And I've had recently this experience, and last year for my birthday, Spirit gave me this message, the return of the beloved. And then it was on and off again, but now I'm feeling now it's ready to sink in and settle into me. And so from that experience onward, all I wish to do is exude this love, be that love, and find it in the simplest things. Because before I had a life that really matched me from the outset as well. All these mountains and waterfalls that I get to experience and my sacred spots that I had, they really charged me up, and I was almost like addicted to always being with them. So I had to be outdoors all the time. And now when I don't have that, and I no longer live in my ideal space, I've lost basically most of that, which was most dear and precious to me. For me, that was my beloved, and in a great aspect, it was reflected through nature. And I used to say to nature, I love you so much. You're my ultimate. But then you know what I said to nature when I was leaving? I actually said this to my elementals. I had this group of elementals that were working with me through the Elohim presence. And I said to them, I love you so much, but you're no longer fulfilling me. I need to go on. And it just came through me. I was like, whoa, what did I just say? But it came through me, and it was an authentic inner child desire. The child wanted to experience a different kind of love. It already had this reservoir of nature's love. And, all that this birthed in me, everything that I've created was through this beloved essence. And I even made this drawing once on Patreon called The Birth of the Elementals, how the Elohim essence has given a birth and rise to new set of elementals. And this is such a far outreaching creation story. I'm not going to go into that today. But what I've been feeling lately is this heart-throbbing human love desire. And I'm feeling this divine love, this love also that I have for service. And for me, it's like home. It's natural, it's organic, it's ever present for me. But also this human love that it's kind of like this untouched apple that hasn't really been picked off the tree yet. That's how I'm feeling it. It's kind of like this meeting space, this melting spot that it's now being craved within my inner child. And this yearning, as you know, when we always say God has a plan, is a part of fulfillment of that plan. And Aurea kept telling me for the last year, I have a plan. She kept saying that she has a plan. And as difficult as my life was for so long, I didn't see that plan. And all I wanted to do is just disappear from this world and have it easy. But she kept encouraging me that there is more. I'm just not seeing it yet. I'm perhaps not experiencing it. But this is something like she said to me, I saved for last. we like to save the best for the last, right? And it's still this mysterious beloved cultivation that I'm being pulled into now, that as I felt it very vertically before, and it was always my inner state, I didn't need a counterpart in the physical sense, for example, to reflect that beloved presence. But then it grew more into, just that inner self and what I was doing through my work of service, and that's what this love birthed. But now it's moving more towards that human nature, and it's really kind of interesting to watch and observe that, how the progression of the inner child development and integration is taking place in my life. So in a nutshell, what I want to share with you today is that my videos probably will change and will not give so much focus to dispensating different intelligence teachings. I will still do that on Patreon because I still have much to say about the light body intelligence and integration, and moving into our light body, cultivating the light body essence, as well as the Cosmic Christ course that I don't know when and how. I was writing a book, if you remember those years back. It was called The Mission, a Journey of Volunteer Souls, but also wanted to do two. The other one was supposed to be called, I don't remember now, but there was two about this creation story. And basically they would, and I think it was actually a trilogy, if I remember. It was a trilogy of light. And the general overarching title was The Grand Design. And then life kind of took me elsewhere, and I didn't finish it. I was thinking, all the paintings will go in it and this and that. And where I am now, I'll tell you the truth. Someone from my group recently mentioned that I can do a book. And one part of me went like, and the other part was like, no, I can't. I'm always so tired. I just don't want to do that. I just want to now feed my inner human child, because that is the preliminary first step of ascension. And we did 2 beloved union readings, Illumined Union readings on Patreon this month. I did 2 because the first one didn't express everything I wanted to say. Well, Spirit wanted to say through me, and of course my own experience too as a human. So there were 2, and it's a continuation. It's being developed through me and cultivated with richness. And some of the people in my group also have been saying how, also through these YouTube videos that I'm doing, they're just feeding off of this Christ light intelligence through the videos, and how it's also helping them to absorb their own inner Christ light, which is basically my intention. But the Christ field is a composite of that love. Love is the ultimate. So if the journey begins with awakening and the remembrance of this divine intelligence through us, it has to end with love, and it will end with love. And I think that was the message from Aurea. She was saying, I have a plan. So if you've noticed, I've been very withdrawn from the outside world. I don't comment on these situations and things in the outside world anymore, because the Spirit of the Christ has fully pulled me out of that vortex, because it said at this point of ascension, it no longer matters. It doesn't matter. You have to have your full focus on what love wants to create, and the Mother is generating and cultivating through you. So I listened to the Spirit of the Christ, and I'll tell you, when we first moved here to these hills, I was very reluctant to do so. I kept on checking on these news and what's happening, and I was so heavy. I was feeling so heavy, and Spirit kept telling me, this has to stop. This will have to stop one day. I'll tell you, I tried and it didn't work. One day, I don't know, it just happened. It was time. I was ready to let it go, and I'm not checking in. I'm not even checking in the situations in our own country. I don't care, because it's not what I'm here for. And this is the kind of courage I'm talking about here, the courage of love, and the pursuit of that which for you is the expression of that love in your inner union. I also noticed how this is kind of changing, like I said, my presence. I no longer care what others think about me. I don't give a performance. Well, I never did, but it's still less of that. It's more of just me wanting to be with you and sit with you. And it's almost like the last life cycle in which I get to just be myself. I don't always have to work so hard and have this mission and be here and help and assist, and I can just be. And be in that radiant presence actually will do more work than I can actually imagine. And I think, again, that is one of Aurea's plans and intentions. So there's been lots of changes, if you've been noticing, and just pulling away from that which is no longer important. And the one thing I want to share with you before we move to a more creative part of today's video sharing is, yesterday I actually was guided to do something that was very magical and special for me. We're often so limited by this world and the restrictions, and everyone has circumstances in this life they somehow don't like. You know, like for me, I don't like the place where I live now. There's lots of nature here, but it's not my nature. It's like, nah, not happening, not feeling it. Nope. You know, every time I walk outside, I'm like, sorry, elementals. Nope. And it's terrible. I know it's terrible because we're supposed to feel like this everywhere. And I'm still learning and growing that, finding beauty everywhere. And I do find it. It's just not a feeling of, you know, like you don't have that chemistry with everyone, even as a person. You know what I'm talking about, right? We're humans. And that's how we feel and experience love. And sometimes it's a total match. Sometimes it's maybe 80%. Sometimes it's 50, and sometimes it's 0. It is what it is. Doesn't mean we're not in the presence of love, right? But I've been noticing how things have been changing for me in that direction, right? So I don't know what I was actually going to say, but I had this experience yesterday when Spirit reminded me, you know, we are often so much focused on what we don't have. And it wasn't last month. It was in the beginning when I moved to the Alps for the last time. You know, never say last, but it was in October, and I talked about on Patreon about the creation of our new world, that what we're doing and planting the seeds and perhaps not experiencing in this lifetime in this world are actually taking with us to this which we're calling, and Spirit is calling, the new world. And it's very unfamiliar because we don't know what this actually means for our ascension. It's very mystical, as I explained in one of the previous videos, and we're just needing to have faith in that and needing to cultivate that love. But we have to choose it. We have to choose for it. Like, you have to choose what or who maybe your heart beats for and what you really love to do and cultivate in your life. Because if you don't choose it, not even here, the darkness will choose it for you. That's how darkness hijacks our light intelligence. If there's no love, it will quickly hijack even our light. And so you have to choose that love. We have to choose it for ourselves. And so what Spirit has been showing me has been amazing. So yesterday, I sometimes do these meditations, just lie down in my bed and put the triangle on my belly, on my, feminine parts that I get to cultivate through my tantric essence. And I was instantly pulled and taken into this moment, shared with someone, and I could see their inner child, and it was kind of in discomfort, and it was saying to me something like, but why don't I get to feel that? Why don't I get to express like this? Why can't I play anymore? And I simply invited them to a journey, and I said, look, can you go on a trip with me? And, and we went. And it's not the kind of, when I was younger, when you do these fantasies, like when you're actually fantasizing, it's not the same. Because when you're fantasizing, you're kind of making up stories. This is different. This is energy working through you. This is divine life force intelligence working through you because your heart is fully open. And all the pictures, visual, it's all just happening. You're not even kind of narrating it. It's narrating itself through you. And it was so beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful moments. There were many, the landscapes we visited, were flying. It was also so real that I actually got to laugh with an inner belly laugh. It was so real. And when it was over, right, we kind of went our own separate ways. And then afterwards, Spirit told me, this is real. And this is how you get to create with love. And don't limit yourself saying, this cannot happen in this world, this cannot happen, this cannot be, I'm limited by this, and such, or I can choose this, or I can choose this job, or I can choose this person for myself. All limitations. But let me again tell you, the heart knows what it wants. The soul is so driven through magnetic nature of who we are. And we're all magnetic. And it's an electric charge that kind of pulls us, that the right magnets come together and that the right circumstances will lock in and join in a sacred dance and communal union. So that's something I wanted to share. Be creative. Allow yourself to experience these moments. You don't have to have much on the outside. As humans, we like to create moments from the outside. I'll tell you one more thing from my own life. Sometimes, we were like, let's go on a trip. Let's go here and here. And it was such a pathetic day. Sorry. It was so much expected what we're going to experience. And then in the end, it was nothing. That's how most humans live. And when I got to experience my inner magic and started working with it, I realized that I have my best moments when I'm just in the sacred space that I really love and I can just cultivate my essence. Like I had this creation rock, back in the Alps. I had this shelf overlooking this mountain gorge, and it was just the most beautiful place ever. And I often close my eyes and I'll find myself there, or I'll close my eyes and I'll still see visions of my previous sacred places. And I can easily go into sadness, right, and despair, like, oh, I'm no longer there. And this is what was happening last year when we were moving around so much for the better part of the situation. And now I'm just saying to myself, no, this lives within me now. These mountains are me now. They are in my heart. I have mountains and mountains within myself now, which was kind of leading me to a different exploration of what the human is capable. When you can absorb all this light intelligence, is to be absorbed, and you absorb it through love. And if the love is not cultivated, there will be no end result, and there will be no ascension. There will be no union with the soul or whatever, because it's not how it's done. It's not through the intellect and the reasoning. And so if we're continuously pushing ourselves through these circumstances that we believe are limiting us or prohibiting us from experiencing that which is our heart desire, even though the pull might be strong, we're going to say, no, I can't. If we don't even take one step, if you can't even imagine it, how will it be real for you? How it will be a reality? Right? This is what creates. We were forced to believe that our thoughts create. This is beyond the thoughts. This is the essence that flies. This is like a flying aspect of our life force that just moves out into creating these scenarios. Not the scenarios through the mind, this and this and that. No, this is embracing life. It is fullest. And life being lived through us, through that love. So today I want to be a little creative as well, as I promised. And I want to read you 2 poems that I wrote, because I am quite the poet many times. In my essence, I like to write, and I've been really inspired through this love I'm feeling again more and more to write. So there's going to be 2 poems, and one has more this lover in me essence, which is the essence of the beloved within and this higher counterpart aspects. And the second poem is more about the human love expression. So try to tune into them and feel the difference between them as I'm going to read them to you. Okay? So the first one, of course, as I already said, is called The Lover in Me. Getting ready and comfortable. I'm really not comfortable in this position right now. Okay, try. The lover in me, the burning desire, back and forth I go into your fire. The dance of the soul, the passion that burns, the softness in me opening up and setting me free. The spiral in lotus, this love divine, has overturned this mind of mine. This heart is stumbling into love, that which Mother has offered me. The whole rainbow spectrum of being human, the love that bleeds and aches, opening my wounds in sweet embrace of the womb of life, fragrance divine. This living dance that I was as a soul, the longing for home in your embrace, sweet beloved, I never left. I've never abandoned you. I've just been away on a journey of me. Now your embrace is waking me up to that which I always was, loving, free, devoted, with your name on my lips, beloved. This heart is being set free and set on fire with this desire. I'm becoming life again, yearning to be seen in my dream, to be with you and never leave this home of mine and thine. What we once created is returning to me, and that which once ran with the shadows of the night is gone, and mere whispering of your sacred name, beloved, the flame of mine. Cosmic love, a human man, it is all the same as I remember who we truly are. Magnetic touch, guiding my steps with trust. Never no more shall I doubt the magic of us and who we are. Sweet lover of mine, whisper my name back to me, so I'll know that it's really you. Laughing and playing, knowing it is true. The shackles of the old are gone, a new woman I've become, and longing to merge with you as one has brought me here now, where this journey is just about to begin, in the whispers of a newly born dream. Inspired, surrendered, and carefree, as how we've been made in heaven to one day become a beloved of life, the greatest love that God has ever known. So, that's the first poem. Decide what you feel about it now. When I say now, 1, 2, 3 now. And this second one is called This Human Love. Try to feel the difference. This human love I do not understand. It's not what I know and remember this beloved dance. The eternity of life poured into a form that does not understand, guiding me to go deeper within. The mind wants to know what the stars foretell, unable to let go and just move into union with you. the love that returns but does not stay. The words are messy, the heart being led astray. The shadows fight hard to annihilate that which is true, so that the guiding light could not lead me to you and you to me. Where does the pressure come from, and what of me takes it as my own? I'm willing to know, and yet more patient I must become. This is not a world I know. It is also complicated in this realm of form. Bodies unable to surrender so that love can penetrate and pour into every cell. The heart that beats fast without a reason, hands that reach out for a lover who feels like home. It feels like it's taking forever, this long-forgotten dream. You who makes me dance for all I feel inside of me, passion coming out into life. Never forgotten, it keeps coming back, taking all of me until I'm running out. Shadows of the night asking me to join in, denying what's natural to me and free. Why can't we be like we are, and once used to be, yet brighter and wiser? Shifting the times until the right one comes along, sweeping us off the shore, into the ocean of tears and memories of what life used to be, when I loved you and we were free. What does it take to win over this world with my love, and win your heart to open the gate and let me into yours? Where the only world becomes our longing embrace, to be here and near, holding you close, and nobody knows of our secret but us. We can stay in it as long as we like, forever yours and forever mine, beloved. So I hope you liked the second one too. Let me know if you felt a little bit of the difference of that inner cosmic twin soul within love and that desire to meet that as the external lover. Okay, so the next thing, or the last thing for today I want to do is I have this folder. It looks like another one of these task folders. I actually did these drawings and I was sharing them on Instagram. I don't know if you remember. They're also on my webpage. I don't know where, somewhere when this free, I think they're on Google Photos or somewhere, and they're shared. And I was doing these drawings, and I'm just going to share some one of my favorites. Actually, I won't name them, they're not named, but I do a lot of these channeled spirit drawings on Patreon. Every month I actually do a drawing which kind of supports where the energy of Illumined Light integration is moving into. So yeah, anyway, in the next video I'll actually share my cosmic drawings with you. These drawings were meant to be a part of that book, but I don't know what's going to happen, right? So at least if something happens prematurely or I'm unable to share them, at least I hope they're going to be shared through that channel, and at least to get a video about it. But do make sure to check out my beloved union paintings in the video I'm going to share as a link down below. Okay, so I just want to share really my favorites. Actually, it's hard to choose. Maybe I should show you all of them, because some of them, you know, sometimes we think, well, these are not special, but I'm going to start with this one because it's a beloved one and was one of my favorite ones. So this was done with chalk colors. No, I don't know what they're called. And this one. And they're very simple, you know, when I do them. I was doing them on Instagram, so I'm just going to go quickly. So we don't have all day together. My videos are long enough already. And none of them actually have names. They just are. I hope I'm holding them right. I don't know. Some of them are really simplistic, but it's what you need. I really love doing this one. This has all these like planets, and I don't like this one though. For some reason, She didn't come out as the way I saw her, but still it's kind of the rose flame. And I remember people particularly liking this one. This one is the inner child opening up to all these streams of creativity. And I really remember people liking this one. This is the dark and light meeting. It's like the dark wings and the light wings. Actually, what I talked about is the Illumined Union purpose, when the light and dark actually meet. Oh, this is the Holy Union with the dove. I don't know what this is. Some energy, whatever it is. Like I said, some are really simplistic. This one is more cosmic. Get this one. I showed you this one in one of the videos called The Mountain of Our Mastery, or the Peak. I don't know. This is two light beings in an embrace. This is like the Maltese cross, or the sacred violet fire cross. I don't know what this one is. I think it's some sort of a birthing portal, maybe for Earth. I don't know. Because when I was doing it, I fully remember it. Oh, I also showed you this one because I did a video on the Beloveds maybe 2 years ago. And someone kept asking me about, why is the chakra brown color? Because it was just a distorted color image. I'm like, it's red, it's not brown. This is kind of, you know, how the energetics works between the two in this Illumined Union. I explained that in that video. You know, most of the things I talked about through my videos, I don't remember what I was saying because there's so much. I like this one. This one's like a mermaid surrendered. I don't know. So we're just going to do all of them. Fine. Gonna pour all of myself to you, even those parts I don't particularly like. Some sort of a flower. And this one is like the energetic railroad for life. This is the one I don't like because it's just basically like flowers, and but somehow it came through, and whatever it is. Oh, I drew this one. Oh, these two are more cosmic. I love these two. This one is a comet. If you remember, that was when we had a particular comet coming in. Was that 2 years ago or so? I don't remember. And this one was called there was an audio channeling I did. It was about the spin-off frequency, and it was for solstice. And then I drew it, actually. And I explained it more on, maybe on Patreon. I don't know. This is the cosmic egg. This is kind of like the light body. Very much approximation of what it truly looks like. This is, I don't know what this is. But the one with the mountain actually is one I channeled from my portal, you know, in these lakes, these twin lakes. I had and this is one of my favorites too, about this union. And this one, like angel love. This was one of my first ones with the volcano, an erupting volcano. And this one. There's so many of them. I think there's 64 of them. Like the creation pillar number might be. Oh, like this. This one's like that. Oh, I love this one. It's the sacred alchemical twin fire. And this was my first one, actually. It was the rose. So simplistic. And this one is, again, is a more cosmic one. This was an alignment with the Venus, Moon, and Earth. And this one is one of my absolute favorites because it's, again, an integration of light and dark and union. And then I think these are like these soul aspects. I forgot. I really forget. Because I like channel it through in the moment. I'm doing it with the mind because the mind can remember, right? But this is kind of like a cosmic butterfly. This is the, sorry guys, this is the tree of life. Also one of my favorites, just simple. I like it simple. The tree, not the tree, the eye. This is the solar principle. This is the, again, another light body intelligence transference. This is like a color alchemy of sorts. This is one of my first ones too, with the aspects, the galactic aspects. Oh, another one of my favorites, this one, it's kind of the receiving of that rainbow light body. And one of my first ones with the tree. like hitting the core. They're so simplistic, I know. And this one is my favorite too. It's got like a close-up to, like when you're looking into a nebula, right? And it's similar to what we can notice in our eyes, and saving the best one for the last. But this one is, again, very simplistic, and this is also one of my favorites. The Threefold Flyer, the fire, not flyer. The hearts, the lotus, the compassion, the fire, the sacred fire, in the violet fire, and all together merge with the spiral of life moving through. So I didn't get to explain them to you. Have your own feeling into them. I hope you enjoy this. I think that will be that for today. So what else is there to say? I hope you enjoyed this video, a little different than usually, and I hope you can pick your favorite. I can't, there's too many. Probably the beloved one, I don't know. So if you have a favorite, pick it. You can let me know, of course, because I don't have comments enabled, but still you can let me know telepathically. I'll see you in the next video, and I have so much prepared for this week, so stay in touch, stay connected, and thank you for those of you who've been donating recently. I was so overflooded with love again, and I just want to express my gratitude to all of you. So you're still welcome to join my Patreon page whenever you want, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, so much love, wisdom, and power. Take care.